Well, we've gotten to Stone Belvin's place, Universal Exports, and we're going to have the instrument cluster on the W111 repaired. We drove the 300D here. Here's my friend Rick, and here's Stone Belvin, who Belvin or Belvin?
Belvin.
Belvin,
Yep,
who runs.
Right.
He's one of the many partners with Universal Exports here. I guess you're one of 3 partners, or?
Yes, my friend Chris owns the building and all of this, and we do some work in here and some car brokering. And
oh, excellent, excellent.
And we have some projects that we get every now and again.
So, here's a project, right? Tell us about this.
This is a 1960 300D Adenauer by Mercedes-Benz. It was the car that came before the 600. Some people know it as the 600 Pullman. It's an executive limousine powered by an M189 straight 6 fuel injected engine producing 180 horsepower, and it's basically a 300 SL powertrain from drive shaft back.
Wow,
It's
amazing.
it was a pretty expensive car in its day.
Well, yeah, probably one of the most expensive cars in the world, I guess.
Somewhere along there, I'm sure it was up there in the top 20 for sure.
Also, you said you saved it from a potential demolition derby.
Yep, the previous owner, that's what his intentions were. He had an LS engine he wanted to put into it and do a demolition derby with it.
Wow. That's all I got to say. Look at that. Wow. And you started to open the hood before I rudely interrupted you.
Sure, I can go ahead and open it if you'd like me to.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, look at that air intake.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Oh.
M189 is a legendary engine, and it has 2 spark plugs per cylinder, which was pretty advanced for its time as well.
That's very advanced.
Yes, and this was a design back in the early 50s.
And it's a 3-liter.
A 3-liter.
To everybody who's worked on their Mercedes all the way up until, I know, at least the 123, maybe the 124, that power steering box looks very familiar.
That Victor. Oh yes. Some things never change, some things do.
That's true. That's very true.
If it isn't broke, don't fix it.
Look at the coil sitting right on top there.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Have you? Now I know you've only had this for about 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know if the motor turns?
We don't. We have a feeling that it probably will turn over just fine, but we want to probably pull all the spark plugs.
Of course.
And some marble down inside the cylinders.
Of course.
We do that. And then we do have the hood star packed away because they're special as well.
All right, look at that. Made in Western Germany, of course. Not West Germany.
West Germany, best Germany.
Well, they had this whole.
Do you think this is really right? That it was on the road as early as 06?
I do, because the inspection expired in 04.
Look at that.
This was a daily driven car until 2007, according to the previous owner.
And then you pulled it out of a field.
It was
around Palmyra, Virginia.
That's right, Woodbridge, that area.
Oh, Woodbridge. Okay.
Woodbridge, yep. And he had exchanged hands about 3 times, and every single owner wanted to put in a demolition derby. And this last owner wanted the money to put his other car in the demolition derby, and he said it was either this one or a Monte Carlo, I think, or something like that. I'm glad he didn't choose this one.
Yeah. I think nothing more is to be said about
so
that. Cleaning up, and then on the gears, but not on the jewel, I had some clock oil, and I dropped a little oil in there just trying to oil things up. And then I just left it on the workbench for weeks, just hooked up to a battery, and it ran.
Okay.
And I did that to set the time.
Okay.
Because it wasn't keeping accurate time, but I got to where it was keeping.
Okay.
Just by doing that, and I put it back in the car, and she was fine for a month or so. Then one day I went out, and the clock had stopped.
Damn.
So I wonder if it just needs to be cleaned better.
That's
I don't
very
know.
possible. Well, that being said, that's so this is not like a dead clock here. This is a clock that's had some work on it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we're gonna give it a shot.
And
unfortunately, I have a whole bunch of extra cores just in case something is kablooey.
Yeah.
I have about a dozen of these. So.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And this, all I was trying to show you here with this
was the E-clip little pop off of it or something, or?
Well, no. The rheostat used to be in here.
Correct.
It's not anymore.
Has it been jumped over, or?
I jumped it over.
Okay, so we don't need to worry about putting a rheostat back.
No.
Okay.
Because who dims their lights?
That's such a good point. That's a very good point.
I don't know who ever dims
That's a
these
very
damn
good-
things.
That's so true.
But they're all fresh bulbs in here.
Okay, so I don't need to worry about bulbs either. Okay.
No, and I cleaned it up.
Yeah, you did a great job.
And thank you. And of course I left these gauges there because you don't need them. All these lights work. Everything works.
A little crack in that generator light.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I might have another one.
You have a good eye. Next time I come here, which will be to pick up the instruments, I've got some posters I want to give you.
Oh,
I'm looking at around here, and you have some wall space, and they're not framed.
That's okay. I can get frames. I would love that.
I'll give you some posters.
I would absolutely love that. And I'd love to see your reaction when we go through that door.
I'm looking at right here too. This looks nice.
Oh yeah, look. This is just our little bar we have here for some tasty drinks in the evenings.
This is nice. This is very nice.
Which you're more welcome to. There's some beer down there. If you
Well,
like.
that's very kind of you.
Cool toys. These are not mine. I got out of bikes a long time.
Is that a BSA?
That is a BSA.
A big 500
Yeah, thumper.
single.
These are all thumpers. All
I
three of
see
them are
now they
500s, and all
are.
three are thumpers.
When I was 18, or was I 16 around there, I had a BSA Victor 441. Oh my God. Okay. I'm almost afraid to walk in here.
Don't be.
Oh, look at the space! Wow!
Walk over there, you'll get some light on the subject. There you go.
Oh God. I'm just kind of going in this direction here. You guys got things going on.
Yeah, P1800 is on the to-do list for today, and I'm still working on cleaning up the shop.
Is that your workbench that you take your pictures of when you're working on your
The
instruments?
one right there on the left, yes.
This goes.
It is absolutely a disaster right
I
now.
want to see that
But
because
you can see it in the middle of a restoration right now.
because when you post your completed instruments on your Facebook,
Right now I'm doing a 4.5. That when you came here, that's what I was working on.
this is what we see,
This is
and
what
I'm
you see.
always trying to see. God, I wonder if this is what is this place like? You know.
This is just a little area just dedicated just to the Speedos.
Wow.
And that's all I do here, and then I've got drawers and drawers from back there, and
Whoa.
so if I'm doing, I can hook up and show you. I can hook up my electronic ones, and I can power one of those up if I felt like doing it.
Yes.
If you want, I can quickly show you. I also sit there and take notes all day long about what each and every part number just needs for gears, what they need for frequencies if they're a digital, and stuff of that nature.
Wow.
And of course, people are always asking me if I'll do a video. No.
You just not built that way, not wired that way.
I'm not wired that way.
No, I understand.
But we'll hook up this little guy here and show you what they do. There we go.
So, when did you get interested in working on instruments and
Well,
actually doing this? Doing it for a living.
I think it was mostly after I started owning a lot of 123s. 123s, as you know, already have a little charm in the fact that they just never have a working odometer.
Oh, well,
And
yeah,
so I got a little upset about the fact that I never had a working odometer, and I self-taught. And then we have a parts hoard down in Midlothian, full of thousands and thousands and thousands of pieces, and that's pretty much the rest is history. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Wow.
And maybe we'll get this one to work. I don't know if we will or not. If
We'll
not,
see.
This one may be a dead one. This is a dead one here. Let's see if we have one that actually works.
123.
This is for the 123.
Okay.
And
So what's the difference?
this is an ABS plastic gear with a 1/2000 smaller inner diameter, so it actually grips the shaft.
Yes.
And it will not slip.
Got it.
Ever.
got it,
Guaranteed
got it,
will
got
not
it.
slip. They have to be hammered into place. That's how tight they are.
That's a good thing.
It is a good thing. and
good
you
thing.
don't have any problems after that. I can promise
That's a
you.
very good thing. Because I used, I scruffed it up and very carefully used Loctite. Being very careful not to drip that shit down in there.
You have to. I'm telling you, you definitely have to. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get this one to actually work for us, since the other one was a dud. Let's see, that one's already at 140 hertz, so as soon as I hook this up, in theory, it should just come alive. We'll make sure that happens. And here we are. We're alive.
Oh, wow.
And as it's running, I can change my frequency and drive this thing as fast as I want to.
Excellent.
Speeds that the car will probably never achieve.
No.
This is from a 560.
Oh. Well, the 560 would
Probably do right
go
about
there.
there. Right about there.
Yeah.
But just to make sure it has its full range after I'm done, I'll test them and I'll put about 3 miles on them.
Oh, so while you're doing it, that when you say 3 miles,
Yep. The in theory, the odometer will be working. This is actually one that's pretty much another tester because the gears have not been replaced on the side of it yet.
I see.
So right now, just the speedo works. The odometer doesn't work. But if somebody were, to purchase this and want it in their car, I'd set it to the mileage that their car currently has or higher, never lower. And once that mileage is set, we put all brand new drive gears in it, and then while this is running, this will be running. Everything will be working together in
Wow.
unison. Because that's the theory, and that's why it's supposed to be like that.
I understand.
When we're done, we just shut it off,
Very nice.
and then
I contacted Palo Alto. Speedometers out in California about that 111 I just brought you, and they said we don't know what to do.
most people don't.
They said no, we don't. No, we don't. Do
No,
that.
they and that one. This is actually one I just recently did. This is actually maybe the one that you saw on the Facebook page.
Maybe
This
so.
is for a W110 chassis.
Oh yeah, because the speedometer goes up to 100 and not 110.
That's correct. And so this one was a nightmare. But it also had little inscriptions in there. Last serviced in 1967. And it needed a new clock spring, and so I keep a couple extra spools and clock springs just in case.
That's maybe mine's. You saw where mine's kind of stopped there at 20. Maybe it's stretched out or something.
It might just need a clock spring. I have about roughly 30 or 40 more of these just in case, because to be honest, you can't get the parts for these. I can get a drive gear for these, and I can get some of my other little small gears, but the clock spring and the tube, not available.
Well, excellent.
So there's going to be a finite amount of them, and that's why I always like cores. If somebody wants to buy one, I might please send me a core.
Are the gears out of Chip Hughes's W113, which used to be my car, and this is evidence of fire damage. Here is the old face from the speedometer, cleaned up. That's what you get.
Yeah, the paint came right off of it.
And this is
what it looks like now. It is it's not quite back together. I'm holding it together in my hands here, but it actually works great. I've already put 2 miles on it just to test it out, and used all new gears from a combination of 108 and 114 clusters.
Wow.
And replaced some of the plastic gears with brass.
Oh, there you go.
So
there you go.
It's actually, if it goes back into a 113, it'll be much more efficient.
Yes. Yes.
Which I don't think it ever will. It's just more of a conversation piece at this point.
I understand. I understand. That's great.
But it was one of those, can it be done? Yes, it can be done. And that was,
Wow.
It's a testament to that.
You know what you remind me of? It's a I don't think it was a show, but I think it's a British term called men and sheds.
Yeah. That's pretty essentially what I am right now. It's just,
and they're a treasure.
well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Very, very much so. I try to do the best that I can. It might eventually be something large one day.
Oh yeah, well, gotta watch that.
I can't wait. The only XJ6 I think you'll ever find with an E-type transmission in it. It's got a manual transmission.
Oh wow.
It's custom done.
They were all automatics.
They were all automatics. This one was custom. Chris had it custom built with a 3.8 liters 4-speed manual transmission.
Wow.
Or sorry, actually the 4.2 liters.
What year XJ6 is this?
I believe that's an 86.
You see, I used to think the late 80s, you know, the 70s and the 80s XJ6s, and definitely this one, was some of the sexiest cars ever made.
They are elegant, and he put a Van den Plas interior in it, and hence that little Van den Plas badge.
Yeah, yeah.
Because this was not originally a Van den Plas, but
Yes.
4-speed manual.
So this is the predecessor to the 280 SE, to the 280 series.
Yep.
108.
And this is a 67, I believe, one of the last years. I don't know if 68, I believe, was the last year of the 250. Maybe it was.
I think 68 was.
I've got the M108 engine pulled out, and I have an M130 engine that I'm putting into it.
So I have a 71 280 SE with the M130 with a 4-speed manual on the floor.
That's what this one is. 4-speed on the floor.
Wow.
And so I'm gonna put the engine in this, and then I'm going to sell it this summer.
Very good.
And it's actually a rust-free car, which is very hard to find.
Yes, they are. They
And
are.
of course, it's original condition.
I want to see with this engine out. Is that the infamous subframe mounts right at the
The
top of it?
subframe mounts are actually underneath this
Underneath
little black
there.
capper.
They're there.
And that is
Okay.
the infamous mounts that are in your 110, 111, 108, 109,
All of
and
them?
113.
All of them, I didn't
All
know
of them
that.
have the exact same subframe in the
Okay.
front. And they all have the same subframe mount problems. This one does not. This one actually has already had subframe mounts put into it.
That's
why
excellent.
I'm very interested in this car.
Yeah.
That's why it sits up correctly. But of course, you know, it's a work in progress.
Of course.
This is a project car.
Let's get it out here in the light.
What the hell is all this?
This is the stuff out of the Adenauer trunk. I'm just
So
letting it sit.
I'm-
This was all water pouring out of it, so I just had it sitting right here.
So, okay, just
Yep.
yeah. So what do we got here?
This is the Johnson & Johnson Mercedes-Benz first aid kit out of the Adenauer.
Wow.
And it is old.
Whoa. That's neat though.
It is neat, and it doesn't look like anything's ever been opened out of it. But
Don't open it.
no, just leaving it how it is.
Yes, exactly. I love the package
blow the
of
dirt
Kent
out of it,
cigarettes
and
with
that's
the
it.
coupon still in there.
In case you need to light up, I think we need to put it in that kit.
Yeah, it definitely should go with the first aid kit.
Exactly.
You might need an emergency sig while you're...
How to bandage by Johnson & Johnson. This one also is a Mercedes kit. I don't know why I had two of these. Yeah, that's the Type R.
It's nasty.
What in the world?
Rust.
It's good. She needs a little buffing.
Yeah. Love that fan.
Isn't it great? Chris is not the biggest fan of this car.
Nah. It's a Berlin taxi cab.
Is this the 190?
190C.
A C.
Yep, 4-speed.
Alabama. All right.
He actually imported this from Italy. He brought it back with him from Italy.
You're driving into that. Back on.
Whoa, look at all the parts.
He takes it cross country.
This one?
Yes.
Wow.
He's going to be taking it down to Louisiana here in a month or so. There's a 230 SL right behind it, which project car that's being sold.
Just waiting for a tune-up and a bump.
Yeah, tune-up and a buff.
There you go.
It needs a full restoration, but it's for sale with a clean title. This is a
Oh yeah, look at that.
4-speed manual.
Oh really?
Yep.
Oh, that's very desirable.
It is, and you know it's got potential for whomever wants to take it over.
It does. Yeah.
You're welcome to pop the hood if you want. Pre-popped.
Pre-popped.
Probably has a
I don't want to.
I'll get the little thing
Little-
on this side
little-
usually. Oh, come on. Where are we at? Come on. That used to work.
Oh, there we go. Ooh. Yeah. It's all there.
Yeah, M130 fuel injected. It's just sitting there waiting to be revived.
I've had this for how long?
Since '96, right?
Yep.
This is yours.
Yeah.
He saved this from a shop.
Oh, you mean you saved it from a shop?
Well, the shop had it, and they had it in for rust repair. Well, they did this side. All right. So this side's done, and they went to the guys and said, "Hey, you know, you owe us $2K for all the work we've done and all the patch panels that we had for it." And they were like, "Sure." Nothing happened. Nobody showed up. Nobody gave them the money. It sat in this place for another 5-6 years. And then finally, I was over there working on, I forgot which one it was, probably some Unimods. And he said, "Well, I don't know what the hell to do with this thing. It's taking up space. I'm really getting tired of this thing." So I said, "Well, I'll buy it. I'll take it." He said, "Well, just pay the bill." So I gave him $2K.
Did they have the title?
They do not have the title, but we have a title now.
I guess it was a mechanic's lien,
Yeah.
technically speaking.
Right. And so, I mean, it's sat in that place for probably 10 years, and then I got it, and I've had it for 20.
Chris, you like convertibles, don't you?
I do.
Look at that.
Little one.
So, tell me about this, please, sir.
I went over to Switzerland. I bought a bunch of them, threw them into containers, and had them shipped back to the U.S.
You bought a bunch of them,
Yeah.
and this is the one that's left.
I only had 2 container loads, but yeah, you can put 2 in a container. And I had trailers for them too. This specific one right here was painted, well actually it was wrapped black originally, but I would painted it black for the Walking Dead series. They used it in the Walking Dead series.
This?
World Beyond is the name of it. It was a spin-off from the original Walking Dead called The Walking Dead World Beyond.
This?
This very car, yeah. I've got pictures of it with the zombies.
Yeah, sure.
All,
Oh, they've got zombies all over it.
yeah, we crushed
Zombie remains.
many zombies died.
Oh, wow.
LS engine in this pickup truck.
Did they put the dust on it too?
Oh yeah, they made it look, so there it is.
There it is.
They did some of it, and then they were getting ready to clean off the rest and redo it again, so.
And when you say you got trailers with them, you mean trailers that this would pull?
Correct. They were set up. There's one where we actually crushed zombies.
Oh, wow.
There's one dead under there,
Oh,
another one over
I
there,
see. Yeah, that's great.
and zombie bits all over.
The zombie bits.
Yeah.
I like that.
It was, I think I got a picture. Oh, there it is when it was pristine, actually. So it
Where
had-
was all this done?
It was done down in Hopewell in Petersburg.
Really?
Yeah, close by.
Oh, okay, so they went to old downtown Petersburg?
Yep.
And utilized
also
what-
downtown Hopewell, which they didn't have any problem finding zombies. They were already there.
Now, you're in with this crew here.
Yes.
You're a business partner with them.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Okay, that's excellent. I mean, but this is what you just showed up here in.
This is a 1959 Cadillac Series 62, not to be confused with the Seville, or the either the Seville or the oh crap, the Eldorado.
Wow.
Of the same generation. This has not got some of the same trim, but this is actually other than the paint, an original car.
Jeez.
With 99,000 miles on it. Gentleman has had the car for about probably 30 years, 20 years, if not longer.
Oh, look.
And great thing is unlike most of these, it's not a show car, it's actually a driver.
I love the leather.
And everything works on it. It is just the most interesting car to drive because it is so massive in its dimensions. Makes the my New Yorker look small by comparison.
I just can't get over the fins and just the massiveness of it all.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there was no
no
thought to
this was exuberance.
efficiency or anything of that nature at the time. It was just straight up huge.
Yes. Wow.
The gentleman that owns this car has got quite the collection of vehicles. That's actually his Corvair right there as well.
And of course the top is electric, right?
Correct. Actually, I believe
This
it's
is hydraulic. And look, the cigarette lighter works.
Yes, that was to my shock today to find that the cigarette lighter works, but the gentleman, his famous saying is, as God intended. And if you ask him if something works or if something does something a certain way, he'll respond usually with, as God intended.
With yes. I mean, proceeded with yes.
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 Yeah, the gentleman that owns this car is just unbelievable. He's so interesting, but in a good way. Extremely interesting to the fact that he lives up in the mountains in a property that has 27 of these cars. All of these are in this condition or better. I mean, this is one of them right here.
Yeah, the Corvair.
Up the side of a mountain, which is why you'll see some dirt on them. But he drives all of them. All the cars, you know, get used and
Well, Jansen,
driven.
tell me about your New Yorker over here.
So this is a 1965 Chrysler New Yorker with a 413 big block in it. It is a one-owner car prior to me. Gentleman bought it as a demo unit in 1960, end of 65 into 66. I found it on, of all things, Facebook Marketplace, and called him, and he was basically saying that I can't drive anymore, and my nephew is selling it for me, and the kids don't want it. So if you're interested in it, let me know. And I end up going up there to get it in a snowstorm, and Chip and I end up sliding off the edge of the road, on the road up to get this car.
I'm gonna walk down the side.
But it gets driven, it gets used. It's just been a really wonderful driver and everything. It's, of course, needs some cleaning and whatnot, but I basically drive it more or less every day. I think I put 30,000 miles on it.
How long have you had it?
I've had it just about a year.
About a year.
A little bit more than that. So we ended up, when I got it, I ended up going through the engine, just cleaning it up. A little bit bigger cabinet. It's bored over 50.
I see a trophy or two.
It was actually the first trophy I've ever won for anything, because I usually don't enter cars and shows, and I took this, actually I just saw it out of the corner of my eye, and a friend of mine said, hey, you should come up to this show. And they called me after I left the show early, and they said, hey, you know you won, right? I said, what? I said, never win anything.
That's great. Jansen, tell us about this sign.
So if anybody follows the James Bond series, you'll find that this sign is very humorous, being that this is the company that he functions under, but to Chris Champeau's brainchild, he has added at the bottom of it Richmond. So you'd think it's an actual company, unless you're a fan of the James Bond series and you'll recognize it.
That's tongue-in-cheek. Big time.